I didn't ever try to commit fraud on anyone. I was excited about the prospects of FTX a month ago. I mean, I'm deeply sorry about what happened. Here's, the long and short of what happened. And I'll start by saying, just to make a distinction here, you look at the US platform, you look at the international platform. The US platform is a US regulated platform with American users. To my knowledge, that's fully solvent, that's fully funded. And, I believe that withdrawals could be opened up today and everyone could be made whole from that none of these problems plagued the US platform. I've had a bad month.
So, lots of people did invest in 3 different financing rounds. We, like any other venture capitalists, were approached to participate. And we just said no. And again, no information. We didn't know it was fraud until too late. But the bottom line, had I ever met him, I'm fairly confident in saying that I would have turned and run away. And his ex-girlfriend, Caroline, worse. I mean, anyone who's seen the video of her, that person was no way in charge of a $20 billion trading enterprise, which turns out there was no trading enterprise. So what I am willing to believe is that these two are useful idiots.
Right.
They are just pawns in a very large, very elaborate system that was designed, 1, to do money laundering, and there's clear evidence of money laundering. 2, that perhaps there was intent. Again, this is a supposition, not an accusation. I'm just trying to put the pieces together. It is certainly possible that there was an intent by someone or someones to have this be an example set so that regulators could come in and punish the industry. I guess.
If there's a crypto video you would ever have to watch, it's this one. As we know, FTX collapsed on November 11th. Over 1 million creditors faced losses of billions of dollars. But there are some new theories that this was not an accident, or that Sam Bankman-Fried or his girlfriend were not just bad managers or tried to scam people. A few days ago, Michael Saylor was talking about how the collapse of FTX impacted Bitcoin profoundly in a way that no one noticed. In today's video, you will see Mark Yusko, CEO of Morgan Creek Capital Management, which has $2 billion of assets under management, make a bold and unbelievable claim. A dark agenda is running to end crypto, and SBF is just a pawn in this game. Watch the video until the end so you understand everything. Let's start with the fraud.
I'm 100% convinced, and I actually have evidence of it, given I'm a large investor in one of the companies that he defrauded, and directly. So, anyone who just watched that video would say it's literally like watching a training tape for how to spot a liar, right? Liars lie. His lack of eye contact. At one point he's jittering so much. Now, maybe he didn't have enough of his ADD medicine, maybe, but he's clearly lying. Anyone who studies, I spent my life interviewing people, right? I said I had the best job in the world for 30 years. I got paid to talk to the smartest people in the world and allocate capital to them. And so I've interviewed thousands and thousands of people and actually took training from FBI types and others on how to read people and how to tell when they're telling the truth or telling a lie. And Sam's a liar, and he's always been a liar. Now, he's also been coached clearly very well by legal team, probably the best legal team that money can buy, the money that he stole. And he's been told to say a certain number of things. I didn't knowingly commit fraud. It's like saying manslaughter has a lower sentence than premeditated murder. So if I can just get off on the lower, I didn't know it was fraud. I just made a mistake. I did, it was a mislabeled bank account. Nonsense. It is certainly possible. When I watched this guy just now, when I watch him on other video, and look, I've never met the person. I've never met the man. we passed on this deal 3 times, not
Right.
because we had any inside information, but because the valuation never made sense. I can't talk about it actually because of the situation and because, let's just say, look, everyone knows that we, Morgan Creek, are large investors in BlockFi. Everyone knows, and it's a public, I can give you public available information.
Mm-hmm.
Public information is that BlockFi had made a large loan to Alameda and had dealings with FTX. There are now that's all I can say, that's the public information. There are lots of suppositions and speculation as to some things that went on in the closing days before the bankruptcy. But the reality is that they lied about collateral. They said they had good collateral and they didn't. That's fraud. Same thing that Three Arrows Capital did when they told lenders that they had good collateral or they had equity, which they didn't. You can't have a balance sheet with $700 million of assets and $10 billion of liabilities without committing fraud.
But this is not all I'm telling you. So get ready for what you'll hear in a couple of minutes. What if Sam was just a stupid pawn used by someone with a master plan? Check this out.
So, lots of people did invest in 3 different financing rounds. We, like any other venture capitalists, were approached to participate. And we just said no. And again, no information. We didn't know it was fraud until too late. But the bottom line, had I ever met him, I'm fairly confident in saying that I would have turned and run away. And
Right.
his ex-girlfriend, Caroline, worse. I mean, anyone who's seen the video of her, that person was no way in charge of a $20 billion trading enterprise, which turns out there was no trading enterprise. So what I am willing to believe is that these 2 are useful idiots.
Right.
They are just pawns in a very large, very elaborate system that was designed, 1, to do money laundering, and there's clear evidence of money laundering. 2, that perhaps there was intent. Again, this is a supposition, not an accusation. I'm just trying to put the pieces together. It is certainly possible that there was an intent by someone or someones to have this be an example set so that regulators could come in and punish. Regulation is a tool used by incumbents. And what does blockchain technology do? It replaces trust with truth. Well, who are the arbiters of trust today? Financial institutions, third-party middle people, $7 trillion industry. Okay, they would like to not be disrupted by DeFi and digital assets. So it's possible that some group of incumbents might have tried to lobby for regulation to delay, obfuscate, change the course of the disruption, perhaps. So that's what it's possible. I'm not saying it's true, but it's possible.
It makes sense, right? We know that financial institutions don't want to be disrupted by digital assets, and Sam and his girlfriend don't look capable or intelligent enough to manage a big business like FTX. But wait, there are even more pieces of evidence, and the rabbit hole goes way deeper than this. Even the US government and Biden may have a connection to this event.
It's probably not a surprise that a kid, and I say a kid because he's younger than my son, a kid who really had no experience in lobbying, no experience in politics, no experience in running an exchange or a trading organization, no real work experience to speak of, a couple of years, suddenly becomes an expert in trust law and exchange operations and arbitrage trading, and becomes the largest donor to Joe Biden's election campaign, second largest donor last year to the Democratic Party. It's not shocking that his mother runs one of the largest PACs, secretive PACs, that the Silicon Valley elite use to kind of get around campaign finance laws. That's not surprising to anybody, perhaps. Is it a surprise that his father is went to Yale Law School with a lot of people who are in government, and perhaps is a known expert on trust law. Interesting. Advisor to some of the regulatory agencies. Caroline's father, the head of the economics department at MIT. Her dad was Gary Gensler's boss. All of these things just they paint a really interesting picture. Mm-hmm. There's something funny about two kids with no experience and clearly no ability to run this complex business. Then turning out that half of the companies that Alameda invested in, Michelle, are shell companies owned by SBF 100%. Like that's a funny thing. That's when I make an investment out of our venture fund, I don't own any piece of them ever. That would be a total conflict. So the fact that half of the 400 companies are shell companies that he owns just seems odd. How the money got from customer accounts into Sam's pocket to make the political contributions, that's a little bit unclear, but that's where the fraud comes in. And, it's really interesting because it goes to the girlfriend thing. So years ago, there was a situation where there was a big mutual fund, money market account. And a lot of the endowments used this money market account because it had a little higher rate. And the reason it had a little higher rate was the manager did something called index arbitrage. Yeah. Sounds very similar to what Sam said. Oh, it's just DEX arbitrage. It's price in Japan versus price in London. Index arbitrage. Well, index arbitrage, you go long the index and then you go short the 500 names in the index and you can make a little spread and you can make a little money. Unless you don't get all the trades off one day and you got $495 and you lose a little bit of money. So he lost about $30,000. His girlfriend was the back office person. He says, hon, just cover that up for me. I'll trade my way out of it tomorrow. 2 years went by, multiple audits of big name firms, $130 million that she covered up. And here's the kicker. Then he broke up with her and she turned him in.
Crazy, right? Did you know about this? What if Mark Yusko's theory is correct and SBF is just a useful idiot? What if the plan was to use him as a scapegoat and throw him into jail to hide the truth?
Unless the media keeps burying it under the drivel that they seem to be putting out. But maybe people like you and some of the internet journalists will do a better job exposing the truth.
And to close in, this is probably not the end. It seems that Tether may be the next target, according to Mark.
Sam, big links to Tether. If, and I'm not saying that's capital I, capital F, if there's a link to bad people doing bad things and Tether were to have problems, that would be bad for the industry and we'd have another significant leg down. All right. That's a big one. And, I believe we're in crypto spring, right? I think crypto winter's over. I think we're closer to the next bull market than the last bear market. But what we have now is this debacle. And this debacle is a fraud perpetuated by, I believe, someone above the useful idiots. I believe that, and that's just my belief. Don't know who, and I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, but I don't believe it was those two, because those two they're not playing 10D chess. Forget it. No way. No way. And all you got to do is watch the clip that you and I watched at the beginning, and you're like, nope, that is not a mastermind. It's just not.
Please share this video on your social media and help us spread the word. This knowledge is important and may save people's lives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and call everyone to comment. Also, if you want us to upload more videos like this daily, please leave a like and subscribe for more. Thank you so much.